this. It's worse than I even thought it would be. It's more over-the-top Hitlerian, Orwellian, Stalin-esque, Maoist than I could have even envisioned. It's more out front. It's more competent. It's more focused than we've seen from government. It is so classically off the charts, wicked and corrupt and bad, and so sicky sweet and lying on the surface about what it's really about that it just shakes me to my very core. But it shakes me awake even more to stand up and fight back against these people and to resist. You guys can just write the callers on a piece of paper and give them to me, and I'll just do that. I do everything I can. I fight as hard as I can, and I'm not whining. I'm saying we just need to do more. We need to be focused. See, they're trying to organize people and organize the grassroots to get behind government and these private banks that have hijacked it to do all these horrible things. They know they need people power. We have the organic people power. We have a population, the majority, that knows what's going on, but they have a huge cadre that means well and is dumbed down and will go along with all this hellish stuff. And, this nightmare just somehow has got to stop and has got to end. And so that's the bottom line. I want to go to Cheryl in France. We're going to go ahead and go to Cheryl in... Okay, Cheryl in France dropped off. Missed that new caller. Missed that again. Brian in Iowa, you're on the air.
Thanks, Alex. I'm doing what I can to thwart tyranny here in Iowa in the 1st District and keep the Chicago political machine from getting across the Mississippi here. I'm calling today the Article 2, Section 1 of the Constitution. It says that before he enter on the execution of his office, he shall take the following oath or affirmation. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of the President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Well, that's not what Barack Obama said today.
I didn't watch the whole speech except during breaks because I was live on air. This sounds like a major controversy and very serious issue. What specifically did he say?
Specifically what he said is, he said, I do solemnly swear that I will execute the office of President of the United States faithfully. Now, the Chief Justice, he was leading the oath, and the arguments that I've been getting so far is that, well, the Chief Justice led him awry, but this is our president, right? This is the great, mighty Obama. Shouldn't he be able to take the oath properly?
Hold on. This is huge news. I want you guys to dial Paul Watson. This is an emergency transmission. I want to hold you. We can put 2 callers on at the same time on our system, right? I want you to call Paul Watson now. I want to get this fellow online. I believe you. This is a huge issue in ceremony. They practice it for days. If you're telling me that he administered the oath incorrectly...
Absolutely, Alex. I clipped it together if you want to look at it. I don't want to, I'm not trying to plug a clip or anything, but I've got it up on YouTube.
Plug it right now.
I'm up as Be Notorious Iowa on YouTube. I just punch in, did Obama take the oath properly?
No, you're right. It says Star Tribune, oath of office. Oops, see how great my team is? It says, you couldn't help but cringe when the president's oath of office was administered today. It started off with an awkward interruption. Then came another pause and a wordless exchange while Obama and U.S. Supreme Court Justice John Roberts figured out that a word or two had been misplaced in the oath. Oh, but they didn't re-administer it. Guys, I'll guarantee you, Obama's oath of office is going to be all over the web. Go to YouTube, find one that's like 30 seconds long. That'll be it, because there'll be longer ones that are the whole ceremony. This is so important. This is law. This is under law, so it means he isn't the president. See how everything he does, listen, they're practicing that he's probably not from America, that they won't bring the real birth certificate. Like with Schwarzenegger, getting you used to having a foreigner. They are pissing and urinating and defecating all over the Bill of Rights and Constitution. Here it is from NBC transcript. Roberts, I, Barack Hussein Obama, I, Barack, do solemnly swear... I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear that I will execute the office of the President of the United States faithfully, that I will execute, that's Obama, said I will execute, faithfully the office of the President of the United States, Obama, the office of the President of the United States faithfully, Roberts, and will to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. So help me God, so help me God. So he did here's the key part. So I do solemnly swear, Roberts, I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear that I will execute the office of President to the United States faithfully, that I will execute. He didn't say that I will execute the office of the President to the United States faithfully. He said, I will execute. Sir, you're welcome to plug your website. Where is it?
I don't have a website. It's just a clip that I threw together on YouTube.
What's it named?
It's named "Did Obama Take the Oath Properly?"
All right, did Obama take the oath properly? Thank you for the call. Just amazing callers. Up next, my call screen went down here again. We're still beta testing the studio, working it all out. Tristan in Florida, you're on the air. Thanks for holding.
Hi, Alex. Good afternoon. I'm here in the Central Time Zone as well. I discovered you about 4 years ago after doing an independent study on this guy, Donald Rumsfeld, and I came across you. It's been a lot of wealth of knowledge ever since. I got 3 points right quick that I like to, one question and 2 points. My first point is about King Solomon saying that nothing is new under the sun. You with me?
Yes.
One being, you remember the story of Nebuchadnezzar and the 3 Hebrew boys, Daniel's friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego?
Yes.
And Nebuchadnezzar passed the decree after he built
that they had to bow down, that they all had to pray to him, and they said no.
Right. And whoever did not bow down to it, he passed a decree that many nations, and anyone that didn't bow down when the trumpets were blown and the different instruments played, there were consequences for that, death. So there's nothing new under the sun, and what we see in the past will repeat itself. And these things are imminent. These things are coming down the line, so people need to pay attention to those things. And my second point is something I want to commend you on is courage. And, the definition of courage is, it's not about being afraid. Courage is acting even when you are afraid. Going forth and doing what you have to do even in the face of fear, and that's what we need to have in these times is courage. I don't want people to be afraid of these things that's going to come. And I work with
Juvenile. They should be afraid of not fighting back and letting this evil win.
You know what it is, Alex, is I work with juvenile offenders, and I tell them all the time, when you can't control the situation, the only thing you can control is yourself, and they're going to do what they're going to do. The elitists are going to do what they're going to do. This was a great strategy in bringing Barack in, the blacks, and I'm of African descent, but I feel that, knowing the black community, there's nothing that this guy's going to be able to do wrong, because that's the first black president,
Same thing with the white yuppies.
And I understand that, but we have to, like I always tell people, there was a story one time.
Geniuses. They set Obama up against Bush. Of course you're going to go with Obama.
Yeah, the Bush administration terrorized us for so long. Of course, anything other than Bush, people gladly accept.
You know how this works? You know how this works? I'm going to draw a picture, and then I'm going to go back to you and let you finish up, Tristan.
Thank you.
Okay, let's give me a close-up. I'm going to draw a picture of our folks that are watching. I'm going to get a document cam in the ceiling soon. So it's going to be hard to draw this upside down, so I'm just going to draw it and then hold it up. Okay, let's say this is woods, okay? Here are the woods. Here are the woods, and there are pheasant birds in the woods. Okay, these are birds. Now, how do the British, and all cultures have done this, to hunt elephants, any animals? They beat on drums and pots and pans, the servants do, the people behind the birds, and they beat on these pots and pans. Let me close up. Okay, I want to show people this. Here are the people. They beat on pots and pans. Here are the birds, the pheasants. In England, this is how the Queen hunts. It's an ancient form of hunting. They beat on the pots and pans. You'll have 50 acres of woods. And for hours, the people will march through the woods, beating the pots and pans in a big crescent. It'll be a big crescent of people closing in. And then as they get in, they'll start closing the crescent as they walk miles of the woods, beating the pots and pans, and all the animals and all the deer and all the prey will get closed up as they go through the woods. And then they'll start closing it out to where when they come out of the woods, all of the birds and the deer and everything else they might want to be hunting, but generally it's just birds,